Good morning. My name is Daniel Mlambo, Program Manager, Opportunity Education Foundation, Tanzania. Today, I'm going to present to the school leaders on the major goals of Opportunity Education Foundation, Tanzania. And the major goal is to equip students with the right mindset, habit, and skill for them to succeed in life and become value creators for themselves, the society, and the country. We know that our normal education system that we have right now, students are focusing on passing examination, and when they do, you figure out that they have whatsoever it takes to pass exam, but they cannot be able to apply. Quest for Learning is providing you with a right methodology of which learners should be learning through discovery, practice, and collaboration, and to be able to reflect. And we believe that learning has to require action from the learner. They have to be able to practice. They have to be able to learn better together. They have to be able to understand that there's relevance of what they learn in the classroom, their life, day-to-day life out there, and we have to see their personal growth. This is why we have been able to bring in the learning frameworks into play with our program, whereby the cognitive domain, the psychomotor domain, and the affect domain has been translated into skill development, where learner will be able to develop their attitudes and to be able now to learn in a meaningful way by driving their own learning, having help from a teacher who act as coaches or mentors in the classroom for them to become really learner who can apply what they have learned in the classroom into their day-to-day life activities. The material that we share with you has been approved by Tanzania Institute of Education with a board of expertise who are looking at what kind of material, what kind of knowledge is really shared in the country for the future of the country based on the needs of the 21st century skills. This is why we have our academic standard, which is our curriculum and syllabi, combined with the 5 learning principles, with the 3 framework. Then we get quest forward subjects, which are digital relevant and competence-based learning. We have learners who have been able to graduate from our system, and they have been doing very well. If you look at Mtakuja Secondary School, we can figure out that 2019, where it was the very last class graduating without quest forward learning, they failed, as you can see. But then when you look at the year 2020 through 2022, you can see considerable improvement of performance in examination compared to the previous year before they used quest forward learning. We have the same story at school like Eastern, where the year 2022, they had only Division 1 and Division 2 for the performance of the kids. Our happiness is not for them to be able to pass exam, but our happiness relies to how much they can be able to apply what they learned into their day-to-day life situation. We invested a lot in training teachers to be able to use our methodology, and also we provide them with pathway program, which actually is a career guidance to the kids, where we have career days where we invite different professionals to share their experiences with these kids. We also have the piece of financial literacy that this kid has to be able to go through and learn and understand how they can be able to apply their lives as they are done with schooling. In this financial literacy, they are taught how the meaning of money, value of money, how to write a simple business proposal, tax, and all those things that are basic for them to be able to succeed in life. For you to be able to join Quest for Learning, you got to make sure that you have tablets for every single Form 1 student of that year. You have internet into your school, and also will give you local resource saver. Ideally is when you have local resource saver, you won't be using internet all the time. When kids are logged into the internet, into the tablet, then we can switch off internet that goes to your classes. Ideally is to make sure that we protect your students from accessing non-educational material, and again, to stop from using a lot of money for paying for internet. You can have internet as teachers for your offices, but then for the classes, you only need internet at the end of the week when we charge the tablet, put them on to synchronize the progress for the whole week. I invite you as school leaders to challenge yourself. What does your school as a private school has that the government school doesn't have? Think of a government school that has probably 100 kids of Form 4. They all do the national examination. They get Division 1 through Division 0. And with a private school out there, you have like 50 kids. They are also getting Division 1 through 0. If I'm a parent sitting there, why should I take my kids to pay to your school while I can take my kids to the government school which I pay nothing. So I can get Division 1 for free and 0 for free. But if I bring my kids to you, to your school, I have to pay for Division 1 and 0. So having Quest Forward will distinguish you from the public school where nothing additional is given. But with Quest Forward Learning, you will be able to have kids, even if they get Division 4, they are endowed with skills that will help them for the future. And parents will have the reason why they should pay for that particular education in your school and not taking them to the public school where they can learn for free. I challenge you to go through this video, document the question that you have. When we meet, then we can discuss more on the process of how to join Quest Forward Learning. Thank you very much. See you in our next workshop.